Alrighty, folks, welcome back to the zoo. We've got one of the stars of the reality show Independent and its executive producer. We got Sean Brown and Adrian Guillemet. Welcome, boys, to the zoo.
Welcome.
How you doing?
Thank you for having us.
Let's take a seat at the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
Sean,
What's up, man?
did you play football?
Oh, man, I played football, basketball, all that, man. Just growing up, yeah. I was heavily into sports and everything. The thing was, man, when I was playing basketball my senior year, I ended up tearing my ACL. I tore it twice. So after that, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to solely focus on music. And,
Hell yeah.
And that's
It's
what I did.
safer. It's safe.
Exactly.
So before we get into your music, let's talk about the show where you're working on your music. It's called
Right.
Independent. You can see it on stage 13. You, my friend, are the executive producer. So tell us about it and what went into making it happen.
So, Independent was a show that I actually thought about back in like 2012. I was filming another show with a hip hop artist who had bought himself out of 2 record deals. And I asked him why would you do that? Why are you doing this independent thing? And his response to me was basically, you can sell 2 million copies as a signed artist and not recoup your production costs. I can sell 700,000 copies and make $10 a copy. He's like, you tell me who won. And I was like,
Wow.
okay.
That's a good negotiation
And so,
right there.
Right.
being a lifelong fan of hip hop, I just started noticing how independent artists were starting to use the internet and social media and everything to grow their own brands and to make enough money to where they can sustain themselves and not need a record label to make it. And so I just slowly started kind of looking into it and, eventually working with Stage 13, was able to get the show off the ground, and here we are.
And how did you guys hook up? How did you become a part of the show?
I dropped a project called The Ground Up, which was an EP that I dropped. It was about 2 years ago, I want to say. And it was on one of the big blogs. And I don't know how he found my email. Well, I don't know how he found the project, actually.
Yeah, I can tell you how that happened. I mean, basically, I was looking for different levels of artists. And I was looking for someone who was bubbling, who had talent, but maybe hadn't totally blown up yet. And I found Sean's project, and I started listening to it. And then I saw that was the first project you had dropped in like a year and a half or 2 years.
Yeah, probably
or
about a
something.
year.
Just doing some investigation, saw that he had all these videos, but he had kind of like laid low for like a year and a half, 2 years. And I was kind of like, well, what happened? Let me just hit him up. And I can't even remember how we found his email address, but just shot him an email like, hey, man, want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Want to, link up, and went from there.
He emailed me, and I was like, okay. I was like, what does this guy want? Who is he? What is he about? So I started doing research, and I saw his background and what he had on his resume. So I was like, okay, maybe this is for real. This is legit. Because as an artist, especially like as an up-and-coming artist, you get a lot of emails, especially when you're dropping music and you're out there in the forefront. So you don't know who's real and who's not. So I just I was like nonchalant about it. I didn't really believe anything. I was just like, okay. A couple of weeks went by, he hit me again. And then the months went by, and he finally got the ball moving, and we actually started shooting. And I was just like, this is legit, man. This is for real.
Before we get back into the show, now tell us your style of music for people that haven't heard you.
Well, before we even get to that, like I grew up on like Jay-Z, Kanye West, Pharrell, Kid Cudi. So all those influences balled up into one, and then on top of that, my mom played a lot of soul music throughout the house when she was cleaning. So it's just, I kind of have that in a melting pot and mix that all together. I like to say my style is inspirational, the underdog. If there's anybody out there that feels like they can't do anything or they feel like everybody's against them, like I'm your man that you need to listen to. You know what I mean? I'll get you through your day. I'll get you through your rough week. I'm just a dreamer, man. Dream big.
You're getting us through the show.
Hey, let's do it.
Talking about being a dreamer, I mean, on this show, you talk a lot about the harsh reality that comes with chasing that dream.
Right.
Can you tell us a little bit about that? How's it been for you, like the experience in general, and what are like some of the reality checks you've had throughout the process?
I mean, this goes for anybody that has a dream. It doesn't necessarily have to be
Hip-hop.
music or hip-hop, whatever, or entertainment. It could be anybody that, has a dream of getting a PhD, or somebody who wants to be a lawyer, et cetera, et cetera. But the thing is that you have to stay persistent, and throughout trials and tribulations, you really have to learn how to overcome. You have to see the bigger picture. I mean, of course, being human, you're going to get, you get setbacks, and you're going to feel like, oh man, maybe I should not be doing this. But at the same time, it's like, what else do you have? Like, if you don't go after that, what are you going to live for? So my thing is always seeing the bigger picture and going after it no matter what. And I just realized that when you start doing that and keep a positive mentality, everything just kind of falls into place. And I feel like every obstacle is a test.
Yeah.
And once you pass that test, you're on to the next level. So I just think you just got to have that persistence, consistency, and just keep things pushing and just have like a machine mentality. You know what I mean?
Now, Sean,
I
before,
love your energy.
Hey,
yeah.
thank you. Appreciate it.
before you actually decided to like dedicate yourself to music full time, what were you doing? Because you kind of left your regular life. You only live like a half hour away from here, but you actually made the move from Azusa to actual LA. Is that what happened?
Well, look, currently right now I'm in the IE, but I grew up
Okay.
in Azusa.
Okay.
That's where my my upbringing, my childhood, and everything like that. But before that, I had several jobs, man. First job, I was working at Target. I'm a Laker fan. Got fired because I was taking too many breaks watching the championship series. So my boss caught me taking a break
Right.
watching a Laker game. Got fired from that. I was working carpet, Stanley Steamer.
Wow.
I was a vet assistant holding dogs while they get their shots. It was just, for me, man, I hate being told what to do. You know what I'm saying?
You like to be your
I
own
just
boss.
don't, I can't take it. And for me, like, I'd rather just, let me see what I can do on my own, and the sacrifices that I make and the struggles that come along with it. I'm willing to do that until there comes a time, if there's ever a time where, I really have to get back into it. Other than that, man, I'll take on the struggles that come with this independent life and this independent artistry and everything with it that comes with it. I think just staying with the path and staying strong and believing in yourself makes everything great.
Now, you also went on vacation. Well, I don't know how long ago the reality show was filmed, but I know that you went on vacation to Cabo with your girlfriend. Is it tough to maintain a relationship with someone in this industry?
My girl, like, I've known her since 6th grade.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a long time.
Your elementary school sweetheart.
No, seriously. Well, we haven't been together, but I've known her since then. We've gotten together during like the college years, so I've known her and everything. So she understood from the from the beginning. But the thing is, of course, it was a little bit of trouble at the beginning. But once she got used to everything and she got the flow of everything, she's cool, man.
Yeah, you guys are a good
and
team.
she's on
I
the
saw
show.
a scene.
Thank you, appreciate it.
And she's on the show,
She's
independent.
on the show.
On
Yeah,
stage
how beautiful.
13.
You
got
better
it.
keep an eye on
Yeah,
this
exactly.
relationship, all right? As the executive producer.